Oh, rough day for stocks today, guys. Literally everything went down. The Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, especially the NASDAQ and the Russell. And we had gold down, silver down, Bitcoin. Shall I continue, guys? The VIX went up 14%. We had oil. Oil went up, guys, both Brent and WTI, so we have a lot to cover from the overall markets, and we're going to break down SoFi, go over the charts, what I'm doing, and overall where my head's at, as SoFi had another red day, down 3.5%. Now it's trading at $18.13 as of the close. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join my Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, my trades, investments, and if you want to be a part of my private Discord, it's all linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. And now let's dive into it. Oh, by the way, cheers. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in as always. And now let's dive into it. So the NASDAQ led the losses, down almost 2%. The Qs actually might have went down, about 1.9%. And clearly, like we have been trading over the last couple of weeks, we're still trading in this channel, which we talked about, right? We've been trading in this channel like clockwork ever since the middle of June. You guys see right here, actually it might have been even before that. Pretty much since the end of May. I mean, if we zoom in here, end of May, we started trading in this channel, and now we can see with the benefit of hindsight as well, but it's not too hard to have predicted this, right? But we can see we got rejected here at the top of this channel. Now we're back under these moving averages. And it looks like I said in my previous video, I'll say it again now, it looks like we're filling this gap down here. We're getting back into this window, which could bring us down, maybe, just maybe, under $700 per share on the Qs, right? And look, that's not too far-fetched. If we have another red day like today, we'll be back in the high 600s, 690s. Today we went down $13 a share, 14 almost, and the Qs are at $711 per share. So we're in this channel, trading in it like clockwork, guys. And the S&P, looking at SPY, if I pull this up, we're not quite yet back in that channel like we were a couple of days ago, but we're pretty much right there. And if this thing takes out, I would say 740, 745 on the downside, which we're at 749 as of today. This might be going down, back into this channel, and it would look similar, like, as to the Qs, right? But the main thing is, guys, look, this sell-off is heavily driven by, the AI stocks, big tech, a lot of these memory names, and those are more prominent in the Qs, which is why that index, that ETF in particular, is falling even more than the S&P. I mean, look, the S&P is only down $11 looking at SPY from all-time highs. I mean, we're still there. We're down 1.5% from all-time highs, whereas the Qs are down more than that. Not much more, but they are down from 748 to 710, 711, about 5%. So about 3 times more. The Qs are down 3 times more from all-time highs than the S&P 500 is. Think about that. And a lot of that has to do with, again, AI stocks falling, memory, a lot of these big tech, chip stocks, and that's not a surprise to anybody. And I'm still of the belief that we're in a bull market, right? This is just a little sell-off, a little sideways, trading, little downwards channel, if you will, over the last couple weeks. This is just a little hiccup within the overall bull market. And there are people that think, oh, we're going to crash after the midterms. We're going to crash after the World Cup. The world's going to end, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you don't know that. Nobody knows that. So we got to, in my opinion, be calm here, right? The market's a bit volatile. Yeah, a lot of these AI stocks have been hit the last couple of weeks, but look at them year to date. They're still up massively. A lot of them are up over 100% year to date still with this pullback. Some of them well over that, 200-300%. So hold your horses, man. Chill out. Take a chill pill, close the laptop even, and, enjoy your summer a little bit. Some people are freaking out a little too much, in the short term here. I don't think it's that big a deal, right? I don't think it's the end of the world what's going on in this market. If you're freaking out that much, maybe don't have leverage. Maybe have a bigger cash position. Maybe don't be in stocks that you can't sleep at night if you hold them. You know what I mean? And, this too shall pass. I think this is just a great time to either hold your stocks or accumulate in certain positions that you want to add more to, or just keep some cash and let it ride, right? That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm not acting crazy or selling this, doing that, buying puts here, shorting that, loading up on this. You could do all that, but statistically, man, the more crazy trades that you make, the more you do and the more you're all over the place, the more likely you're going to lose money or do something stupid. That's just what the stats tell us. Sometimes less is more. A lot of the time, less is more in the stock market, guys. So let's go over SoFi quickly. We talked a little bit too much about, the overall market here, but it's all relevant, right? Especially here with SoFi. This is the epitome of patience. You know what I mean? SoFi at this point has tested 19, 20 bucks so many times, countless times over the last couple of months, and most recently, just literally this morning. And I believe on Friday, right, we hit 19. Yeah, this morning we hit it as well, 1930, and we got rejected like we have been the last couple of months. You can see SoFi went from 1950 all the way down to 18 a share by close. That's a drop of around 7%. So pretty big drop for SoFi. Not the end of the world, but it is a sizable drop there. And the stock now, it's it's in limbo still. We have that inverse head and shoulders that's clear as day on the 4-hour chart. If we zoom in here, we also have a cup and handle, but you could argue an ascending triangle at the same time. You guys see resistance again at 1950, 20 bucks, but we have been making, if you guys look here, let me pull the 20-day chart. We have been making higher lows. You guys see these higher lows. So ultimately, SoFi could break through 20 bucks. That's what all this is pointing to. But will it do it before earnings? I don't know. Will it do it after earnings? History says no, considering each time they've reported earnings, the last couple of times, the stock's gone down after. So at this point, unfortunately, it's more like a wait-and-see approach. Patience is so key with this stock. It's been like watching paint dry all year, especially since February, where it's kind of bottomed out. One good thing is, I think the bottom is in. I could be wrong. Maybe it goes to $11, $10, $12. Who knows? But I think the bottom's in, but it's being so stubborn on the breakout now. Each time it tests 1950, boom, we get rejected. And at the end of the day, I think a lot of that has to do with, of course, the public offering from months ago. That's old news. But a lot of it has to do with that, and the fact that not many rate cuts actually happened this year. Heading into this year, we thought we were going to get a couple rate cuts before the whole Iran conflict popped off, and that's pretty much out the window now for the most part. Maybe we get one, maybe, but it's like now oil's going back up. Oil, if we're looking at Brent, is up around on the day here, guys, 10%. Brent crude oil is back to 83, 84 a barrel. I mean, if this thing goes to 90, 95, if we go through all that again, gas at the pump goes up. What do you think is going to happen, guys? Inflation is going to go up. It's going to have even more upwards pressure, and the rate cuts definitely go out the window. So I think the fact that we got that public offering, We got no rate cuts essentially. A lot of that's put a ceiling on the stock here, and it's being stubborn. It's just not breaking out. But who knows? Maybe this time's different with earnings on the 29th. Maybe we actually break out on this report, but it would have to be a grand slam report, guys, for it to actually break out. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and join my Patreon if you guys want to keep up with my portfolio updates, trades, investments. If you want to be a part of my private Discord, all that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. Excuse me, guys. And with that being said, I'll see you later, or in the Patreon. Peace out.